this episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a pedal from a company we have worked with before. Before I get into that pedal, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, click on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry, and in this case, Pedal Pawn. Right. We're going to look at a treble boost, the Texan Twang, and the Beard's going to tell you a little bit about it and how we're going to approach this thing.
Yeah, so let's talk about the story, how we got here, real quick. So a little while back, a couple months ago, I'm watching Premier Guitars rig rundown with Warren Haynes. And it kind of dawned on us, now I'm a Warren Haynes fan, but it dawned on me, between the two of us, we had most of the pedals in his rig.
Right.
So we're like, of course, I'm like, let's do an episode. Let's do something on Warren's rig. One pedal we didn't have was made by Cesar Diaz. Now, we do have a Cesar Diaz pedal. Bam. They're up $500 to $1,000 for the Tremodillos on Reverb now. Pat's not looking. Once it gets over $1,000, I'm listing it.
Right. Has my name in the back signed by Cesar, but good luck.
So he had, which one is it? It's the
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger. So Warren has a Texas Ranger made by Cesar Diaz.
If you have $1,200, you can go get one.
Right. They're really super expensive online right now. So what's the alternative? Now, just as a side, Cesar Diaz made that pedal that he uses. He also made the old amp that he used for a long time alongside with the Saldano. Now he's using a Homestead amp that's made by a guy that worked with Cesar Diaz and kind of carried that on for a while. Now he's doing his own thing. Anyway, there's that whole thing is wrapped up. Cesar Diaz, if you didn't know, was Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar tech. And just apparently had a wonderful ear. Worked for Fender for a while. There's some Fender amps out there that have his hands in them and things like that. So, well, we can't get that because I'm not spending $1,200, $1,500, whatever it is to buy that. Pedal Pawn has the Texan Twang, which is based on tribute to the Cesar Diaz pedal. So, the Cesar Diaz pedal is basically a treble booster modded, kind of modeled after the top boost in an AC, in a Vox amp, whichever one. But with the added addition of a high, medium, and low knob, so you can accentuate the highs, the mediums, or the low in the treble booster. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's your tone control.
Right. So, level. Most of the time, we had the level
pretty hot.
Goosed. There's one time where I turned the level down. We'll talk about that later. And then high, middle, and low. So we started, I guess we started on the high.
Want to get that out of the way, right out of the way?
Yeah.
Just didn't know what to do with that sometimes because, we've done a couple other boosters, a couple other treble boosts, but still just trying to figure out.
A treble booster that accentuates the highs.
Right.
What'd you do?
So I grabbed the Purus Silver Sky SE. And I had it on the high. I think we played it through the Tyler, and I think that's all I had on it. And here's your disclaimer we give every time. A lot of times we play things that are built for other people that we don't play like them, right? So this was not your SRV clinic that's coming up in this video, but we wanted to try to play a little bit with the attack and the idea of how he played. And I played this.
So it's a treble booster. We're on the high, accentuating the high. Now, that's a little frightening at times, but what's really cool about this pedal, there is, and like Pat said, neither one of us are playing Stevie Ray Vaughan. We're not. But you hear that Stevie thing, I think, that where it really accentuates that high end. So what I tried to do in this clip playing the Strat was kind of, when I went to the chords, roll the volume knob back a little bit. And it gets really glassy. It gets really nice. The Tin Pan Alley kind of sound of Stevie Ray Vaughan. So it gets, like, if you ever wondered how he gets that really kind of glassy high end Strat sound, this pedal does it. And I think even in our non-CV playing, at times you can hear that too. So here's my high mode on the Texan Twang.
All right, so we moved on to medium. One other thing is, we played through the Tyler, which we play almost every episode. The one thing we wanted to do is we usually play it like at 11. We bumped it up to 1 because it talked about having this pedal paired with an amp on the edge of breakup, and we normally don't have it at the edge of breakup. So we had the Tyler like that. I put it in the medium, tried to find a little bit different thing to play than I did on the first one to accentuate the way that brings out the kind of the mids, and this is what I played. I changed it up quite a bit. In fact, I went turned off the Tyler, turned on the PRS JT MT15, right? So we did a video on that recently. We have it around we're like, let's just keep it and see if we need to use it in a couple more videos for a while. So went on the lead channel, master volume up, gain back, and I was kind of thinking, I saw a comment, and I think it's the old rig rundown with Warren Haynes. I went back and looked, the one with Farmer, if anybody remembers Farmer, where he said when Warren goes to the Firebirds, he'll kick in the why can't I remember the
Texas Ranger. He'll kick that in to boost those pickups a little bit. And I looked, you could see it in the video. He had it on medium. So I'm like, for fun, let's go to the second channel of that, like kind of higher gain thing, and picked up the Revolta. I believe these are mini Buckers and not Firebird pickups. Somebody can correct me if they know, but I went with one of those on the bridge and just let it go, and then clicked on that medium. Now here's where I backed the volume down a little bit because the volume all the way up on that, it was like
chase you out of the room. It was very microphonic and
made my head explode. Yeah. Well, once you roll the volume down, here's the sound bite.
Texan Twang, as we said. It has the 3 settings. Now, our final 2 clips are in the low setting. I grabbed the PRS DGT SE, another Texas guitar player, and it didn't play anything really, maybe what you'd expect from that bluesy thing that people chase with this. Actually, a little bit more gain, just really try to play something different. Had the Echo Tour on, try to play some single note stuff, back my way into some chords. Not completely as congruent as I want it to be, but you get a flavor of what it can do with a full humbucker.
My load clip, I went back to the Strat, and every intention on getting up on the neck pickup, but ended up on the bridge pickup. I think my first clip I was in 2, now I'm in 1, right? Yeah, cranked the low, and there's not much more to say. It's cool. I mean, we'll save that for final thoughts. Here's what it sounded like. There's our clips for the Texan Twang. In the beginning of the video, I showed you the Cesar Diaz Tremodillo. Pedal Pawn, they're not missing a beat over there. They also came out with the Chicken Quiff, right? So that is kind of modeled after the old Tremodillo as well, and we have a video out on that. So like Pat said in the beginning, we've worked with them in the past on some stuff. And of course, they have the Gypsy Vibe out there too. And I saw the other day they put out a new Gypsy Vibe that I think has a expression pedal out on it too. So they're doing some cool stuff, and they have some pedals that we don't have here. So check that out. Final thoughts on the Texan Twang.
Yeah, we always talk about having to hold it when we talk about it. I don't know. We do different things on this channel that's outside of one or both of our comfort zones. This is outside of my comfort zone. We've done some treble boosts. We've done some boosts. I've just never been a boost guy. Like, I don't have one on my board. And maybe it's the style I play. I don't know. But what this did was interesting. And the fact it has, obviously, just basic tone shaping. So you kind of have to really think through what you're trying to do with this one. I did like some of the sounds I could get out of it. I think, we wanted to get it in for a specific purpose. I don't have a booster on my board. I've just gotten to the fact I have 3 different, drives on my board that each have a role. I just don't know where I would put a boost, but I mean, this one gets it done. I mean, they're working real closely with guys like Philip Sace, who you've ever seen or heard him play. He is, the reincarnation of Steve Ray Vaughan, and this kind of stuff really works for what he does. I don't find myself playing like that. We were talking before the cameras turned on that this is a little bit less like playing Stevie licks as it is just the approach and the aggression and the atmosphere we both find ourselves playing in these days. doesn't lend itself to that style of playing. So if we had any element of that in our playing, it is so rusty, it's ridiculous.
Right.
But I did like the fact that you could cop some of those sounds. You could hear some of the feel. You could hear with the different pickups and what this put on the top end and the overtones and the singing that it could do. It's a really well done pedal by Pedal Pawn.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, hand it over a second.
Yeah, now you can talk about it.
For me, there's a Stevie sound in there that I guess I never knew where it came from. I don't know how to say it. Like, I was taught that Stevie Ray Vaughan was a tube screamer into a bunch of really loud amps, right? There's Stevie Ray Vaughan. And it's funny to me when you hit the high on that and pump up the level and hit it with a Strat and then roll the volume back just a little bit. It's like, oh, there's one of those sounds. Right. And one of the sounds that I always really liked about Stevie's playing that I don't think you could get with just a tube screamer. So there's something special in that, and I'll leave it at that. The mid, the low, it's really funny because I think a lot of people, when they think of these pedals, they think of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Right? And so you got somebody like Warren Haynes who's had that, the original one on his pedal board since, my gosh, that video with Farmers gotta be, I don't know how old it is, but I mean, Government Mule's been around since the 90s, right? So they've been playing for quite a while. And it's there. So really cool stuff. If you dig the Stevie Ray Vaughan thing, check that out.
And you don't want to spend $1,200. You want to spend $250, $260. I think we're trying to figure out how much they cost.
If you're chasing that glassy tone, this might be a good thing to check out. And then besides that, it's, forget Stevie Ray Vaughan for a second and just go, hey, here's a treble booster where I can accentuate the highs, the mids, and the lows. And I can boost my guitar with that, and the gain and stuff, especially in a driven, if you have an amp that's on the edge breakup, the way it hits that amp, you heard these amps just go, what? Like it's just like kick them in the tubes. And so there it is. Kick them in the tubes.
That's right.
So we always stop to say thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button, clicking the notification bell. Anytime you interact with the channel, that's what allows us to interact with cool people like Pedal Pawn. And with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. Especially when it kicks you in the tubes.